Adobe Acrobat Studio, so brand new. Show me all the things PDFs can do. Do your work with ease and speed. PDF Spaces is all you need. Do hours of research in an instant with key insights from an AI assistant. Pick a template with a click. Now your prezzo looks super slick. Close that deal? Yeah, you won. Do that, doing that, did that, done. Now you can do that with Acrobat. Now you can do that with the all-new Acrobat. It's time to do your best work with the all-new Adobe Acrobat Studio.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I want to welcome you to the new and improved Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast. After many years of interviewing the best and brightest thought leaders around the world on my SiriusXM show, I am excited to now have those interviews available to people around the globe on this podcast. So many people would write us and say, I love what I've been hearing about your interviews with these great people. Where can I access them? I live in this country or that country, or I don't have access to that technology. How can I get the information? Well, I'm so excited now that we are able to offer the information and the interviews free on this podcast. So we want you to sit back and enjoy this message and let me know how you like them. And then do me a favor. If you like them, send a review. Write a review and post it. And if you like it, hit like on here and share it. And tell everybody you know about it. And then subscribe to this podcast so you'll get the alerts when we post a new interview episode. Thank you for listening and enjoy the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways podcast.
Named one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world.
Inducted into the Speaker Hall of Fame.
Award-winning singer.
Best-selling author.
And now, here's Willie Jolley.
Well, we have only just a minute, only 60 seconds in it. Forced upon us, can't refuse it. We didn't seek it. We didn't choose it. But it's up to us to use it. We must suffer if we lose it. Give account if we abuse it. Just a tiny little minute. But our eternities are all wrapped up in it. Well, it's another great day. That's right, it's a great day. How do I know it's a great day? Because I woke up this morning without a chalk outline around my body. And if you're listening, you did too. So it's a great day. And I usually tell people that every day you wake up is a great day because you get another shot. You get another opportunity to turn whatever your situation, your circumstance, your issue, your challenge, you get another shot to turn it around. You get another shot to live your dreams, to make the best life you can make. You get another shot. So this is a great day, and you are ready and geared up for making it an even better day. And I like to tell people it's a great day for a great day. So you might as well enjoy every moment of it. Well, you know, I start every show with God's Minute. And then I take a moment to give God some glory, to give him some praise, to thank him for life, strength, health. Everybody doesn't believe like I believe, and that's fine. I'm not trying to convert you. I'm just trying to tell you what worked for me and what works for me. And I'm grateful for every gift, every blessing that God brings my way. And so I just give him a moment of praise. I thank him. I thank him for life and strength, for health. I thank him for this show. I thank him for my career, that I'm able to travel around the world and give speeches, and I write books, and I do concerts, and I'm thankful for all the even new things that are coming my way. So I'm grateful, and I am humbled and honored. Now, I want to thank all of you who have made this show the number one self-help show in America. I want to thank you for putting the word out to your friends, your family members, telling them to listen at the prescribed times on air. And then also when they are trying to go to work or somewhere where they don't have the access to the radio, they can get it on their podcast, on their mobile devices, on, iHeartRadio, C-Suite Radio, Stitcher, TuneIn, Spotify, and iTunes. So we want to get millions of people listening to the podcast so they can be inspired by these incredible people I have had the opportunity to interview over the last decade plus. So we want you to listen and share and spread the news. Finally, I want to let you know today's show is being brought to you by Jolly Good News. Jolly Good News is the sponsor. It's my new nonprofit organization. And I created Jolly Good News because I believe that the world needs some good news. In a time of bad news, so much bad news and sad news, false news, depressing news, just disturbing news. You need some good news to lift your spirits, to lift your thinking, to make you feel better. You know, Scripture says that good news is good for your bones. It's good for your soul. It inspires you. And so I found that people who listen and get good news have greater success. So Jolly Good News, we're going to put good news every which way we can to the community. And if you want to get more of that, go to jollygoodnews.org. jollygoodnews.org. We even now have a IG spot for Jolly Good News. Look up Jolly Good News on IG and Facebook. We're going to take it to the world every which way we can so people can be inspired to live their best lives and not be depressed. As my friend Les Brown shared recently in his interview, that depression rates at an all-time high and suicide rates have doubled in the last 7 years. We need some good news. So this is brought to you by Jolly Good News. My guest today, I got one for you today, folks. I got one that will inspire you. It will change your life. It will empower you. And it will bless you. He's a dear friend. He is a speaker. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur extraordinaire. I'm going to read some about what he has done, but he has to tell his story. If there's anything that is constant in our personal and professional lives, it is change. We all live in an era of unprecedented change and constant challenges. And Chad Hymas, who is my guest today, is an example of how we deal with change in a positive way and the challenges that come with it. On April the 3rd, 2001, Chad Hymas' life changed instantaneously when a falling 1-ton bale of hay broke his neck. He is a quadriplegic. Doctors said he would never walk again and that for the rest of his life he would be confined to a wheelchair. And many had said that his life was over. But Chad's dreams were not paralyzed that day, just a portion of his body. Likewise, each of us here will at times face challenges that might try to paralyze us, but they don't have to. Chad Hymas is now a world-class wheelchair athlete playing basketball, full-contact quad rugby, and he races marathons. He set a new world record by wheeling a personal marathon of over 500 miles from Salt Lake City to Las Vegas. He is a world-renowned speaker. He is considered the leading expert in the area of safety for corporations around the world. He teaches them how to avoid the kind of accidents he had. And he also is world-renowned for his inspirational story, his inspirational message, and from my standpoint, his inspirational model. My dear friend, Chad Hymas. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great. Thanks. That was. Man, you might have overblown it a little bit there, Willie. I gotta lift the high expectations right now. That's cool. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Man, it's a joy and a privilege and a pleasure. Well, I gave them the thumbnail sketch of who you are, where you come from. Why don't you fill in the blanks? You're from, I think you're from Utah. I know you live in Utah, but are you originally from there?
I'm from Utah. I wouldn't say I live there. I live in a Marriott or a Hilton most times. Just like you.
Yeah, I understand that.
You understand? So yeah, Salt Lake City is home base. You're right.
All right. So you've got a beautiful bride, Shondell, correct?
Just celebrated 25 years, man. Can you believe that? 25
Wow. Y'all have been married for 25 years.
25, and we have 2 children that were born before the accident, so 20 and 18, and then we adopted a boy. You talked about Africa today in your opening remarks. So our little boy is 9, comes from Africa. As dark as God made his children, this little boy is, and he is an absolute gem. And then we adopted a little girl from Mexico.
Wow.
You talked about, you just talked about news and bad news and segregation and depression and all that. You know what? I couldn't agree with you more, and I think the more that we unite ourselves in our commonalities, that's what our family represents. I mean, we live it every day.
Yes.
We live every day because we see it. We come from a family where all of us worship, God was worshipped. Nope. That's fine. God's not going to say who'd you worship.
Right.
I don't know if you woke up, did you wake up positive? So I love what you said. I love your opening comments and jolly good news. I love that. So thanks for sharing the way you did. That was great.
Thank you. So, okay, so he's been married 25 years. He has 4 children. I knew about 3, but I didn't know about the newest one. So that's great. And he is a man who travels constantly around the world. And Dee asked me something. You travel by yourself, don't you?
So yeah, we can get into that today. But yeah, I'm the only. So I am a quad. Paralyzed in all 4 limbs. I did break my neck. And I'm the only quad known of by Guinness that travels alone. Maybe we'll talk entrepreneurial principles that allow me to do that.
All right, so let's talk about in the next 3 or 4 minutes what happened, because I just gave him the synopsis. You were a farm guy.
Yeah, my dream's always been to be a farmer. I mean, that might sound a little bit different to some folks listening, but I like growing green fields. I like working with the dirt that we've been given. I like creating things. I love hard work. I love animals. So we have a lot of horses, and that's what I was building. And I didn't have the money to buy. I wanted about 28,000 acres. Was this piece of ground that I wanted to buy, and I didn't have the money to buy it. So I started a construction company at age 21, and I grew that from one person, myself, to 52 employees. And I was injured. We'll make a long story short. I was injured 6 years into that while I was building my dreams. I didn't break my neck while on the job. I broke my neck while building the dream one night. And I don't know how much you want me to get into that, but I broke my neck while building the dream.
All right,
so just like you said.
I'll give a quick synopsis. He had a farm. He was building a company. He had a beautiful bride. He had 1 child, I think, and 1 baby. Okay, and the baby was crawling around, and his wife said to him, "He's about to take his first steps. I need you to get home quickly so that you can videograph him taking his first steps." So Chad said, "Okay, I'm gonna run over and feed the elk." Is that correct?
So man, you nailed it. You just nailed the phone call. I got the phone call, and it was great. This was not false news. This was not fake news. This was not bad news. This was the best news. The little kid had already taken his first 2 steps that morning, and she asked me if I could get home early so that I could play some basketball. So to watch him play. That's right.
Right.
Not even just video with my eyeballs. Experience it, and now I can play with both boys. I love playing ball with my kids. That was the good news, and you're right.
All right,
I would stop by the field and feed first so that I could spend the rest of the night with the family. I'm going to feed the animals first instead of doing it second that night.
So he did something unique, though, different. He rushed. Because of that, he rushed where he would have taken his time. He rushed and he got his tractor. He lifted this piece of bale, but he noticed that the steering or something needed some fluid. He needed some fluid in the hydraulic fluid in the tractor. He said, "Oh, I'll just do it later. I'll just jimmy it around, get this done, go home so I can see it." And he said, if he had just taken 6 or 7 minutes and putting that fluid in, there would have been no accident.
Yeah, I know you're right. And even one little ad hoc to that. Willie, I got a warning. I mean, the red light was flashing in front of my face to fix it, and I chose to. So not only was I in a rush, but I chose to ignore the warning light. It'd be like you driving your car with a gas light in,
yes,
just seeing how far you can get. And I think that you nailed it again with your opening, with all the depression and suicide. We get warnings in our life, and because it's never hit us before, we think we can get by with it again. I'm a prime example of that.
All right, so he did that, and I'm going to tell y'all the rest of the story in about a couple minutes because we got to take a break. But he's got an incredible story as well as lessons for you how to change your life when life throws you curveballs and how to create entrepreneurism. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show, and for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Afraid of flying, I always kept my dreams on the ground. Life had enough ups and downs. But Lord, since I met you, all that's changed in the blink of an eye. Now all my heart wants to do is fly. You put wings on my dreams and overcame.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I have a question for you. Have you ever wondered why some people can make $1 million, lose it, make a second million, lose that, then make a third million, while other people can't even make ends meet? Well, the reason is that those people know the recipe for success. And that recipe is available to everyone if you will do what they did. They made a habit of getting positive, motivational resources of great thinkers and great learners. And I want to offer those same kind of resources to you. We've developed a free page on my website. It's wjspeaks.com/gift. wjspeaks.com/gift. On that site, we've got resources, books, audios that help you to grow, and they're free. So go to wjspeaks.com/gift, wjspeaks.com/gift, and get some of those resources, and then share that page with your friends and your family members. We want to impact and inspire millions of people. And remember, if you enjoy this message on this podcast, like it, share it, and post a review about it, and make a difference in the lives of others by letting them know about it. Have a great day. This is Dr. Willie Jolley.
A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. A to the D to the T to the I to the T to the U to the D to the E. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude. It's all about your attitude. It's about your attitude. 1 8-letter word that has such a big impact on your success or your failure. Attitude. Not just about a disposition, but also about how you see the world, how you see life. Do you see it from a negative perspective, or do you see it from a positive perspective? It's your choice. It's about your attitude. See, my friend Keith Harrell wrote a book called Attitude is Everything, and he wasn't lying. Attitude truly is everything. It's about how you view things, how you perceive things, and how you go after things. Can you control the time? No. Can you control the weather? No. Can you control what other people say or do? No. You can only control you and your attitude. And your attitude to life determines your altitude in life. It's about your attitude. It's about your attitude.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley and my special guest, the incredible Chad Hymas. He is a certified speaking professional. He was the youngest CPA Hall of Fame inductee ever. And he has built a massive, now I say massive speaking, training, consulting organization that has global impact. And he is just a phenomenal gentleman who I am honored to call my friend. And so for those who are joining us, he is a quadriplegic. He had a broken neck, and he is in a wheelchair, but he has not let that stop him, not one iota. In fact, he'll tell you more about how it has blessed him and his family in a moment. So we were telling the story. He was going to, he wanted to rush to get to see his son's first few steps. His wife said, hurry home. He went to feed the elk. The tractor that he had lifted the bale of hay that was a ton of bale of hay was flashing red light, warning. He chose to ignore it. It would have taken a couple minutes to run to the shed and gotten some hydraulic fluid, but he said, no, I've done this before. I can get through this. But this time,
That's right. I ignored the red light. I did. I ignored the light.
And that bale of hay fell on him and broke his neck. And he was paralyzed. And he was stuck with this bale of hay on top of him and no one around. And this was before cell phones. This was before anything like that. Well, thank God his wife realized that as it was getting darker, something's wrong. He's not back. She said, let me go to the field. She drove over to the field with the kids and saw the tractor with his big bale of hay, and she went in and she put her hand in and he touched his face. It was cold and clammy, but she saw his shoulders go up and down. She said, I think he's still alive. She didn't know what to do, but she got back in the car. She went back to the house. She called 911, called his father, and said, we got to get back to help him. And they all came. The community came. The world came who was in that area to help get this bale of hay off of Chad. When they got him out, his body was crumpled and lifeless, except he was still breathing. They sent a chopper to get him, and they took him to the hospital. How long were you in the hospital?
I was in a coma for 3.5 weeks. I was in the hospital for just over 3 months.
Wow. And then you started your life again. Now, we both have a friend who helped him and blessed me, my wife, and so many others. Art Berg.
Yeah, don't start making me cry.
I understand. Art Berg.
Somebody to look up to, yeah, but
We
but
both.
I think you bring that. Yeah, I think it's worthy talking about that. Everybody needs somebody to look up to. That's what this whole broadcast is about. Everybody needs something positive when you have to start over.
Yes.
There's no better place to start than when you're at the bottom. And I've lost everything at least 3 or 4 times in my lifetime. So for those people that are listening, no better place to start, man, than right now. That's
Wow.
the best place to start.
Wow, I love that. Well, Art Berg had been paralyzed in an auto accident. And he went on to become one of the greatest speakers the world has ever seen. He has gone on to be with the Lord now, but he was my dear friend. My wife went to spend a weekend with him to learn how to grow our business. He was an incredible entrepreneur. He was my buddy. We were on the board of directors of the Speakers Association together. Anyway, Art, he came to visit you at the hospital. Is that correct?
My dad reached out to him because he bought Art's videotape. And my dad, when I saw that video, that was my drug of choice because I noticed something about that video he was smiling and I wasn't. I mean, I was depressed. I was suicidal. I was wanting to get divorced. And I watched Art on the TV screen with a VHS tape, not a DVD, not Netflix, but on a VHS tape in my hospital room. My dad played that for me. He was happy and I wasn't. And so when I watched that, I became better. My attitude was better. And so my dad wanted to get me more drugs.
Right.
Art Berg drugs, right? And Art delivered that himself. We didn't know that was he. So he came to the hospital as the mailman. The lad, I just started crying because not only did he deliver all the materials and the books and the DVDs, but he spent maybe 30 minutes with me, Willie, and he didn't talk to me about speaking or anything like that. He simply got up on my bed and showed me how he got his shirt on and off. He showed me what I could do with my life. He showed me a picture of his kids and his wife, and he told me that I had a choice to make, and he said nobody could make me do it but me, and that was his message in 30 minutes. And he showed me how he put his shoes on, and then he left.
Wow.
And that was the 30 minutes I got to spend with Art Berg. It was absolutely unreal. Well, maybe one more thing I'll just share with you.
Yes.
I got to spend the next 9 months. I followed him, not on Facebook or Instagram because we didn't have that back then, but I followed him on his website because it would show, on websites where people were flying to. So I found out he was a speaker, and so I kind of stalked him, and he invited me to his house. So I went to his house, and he came out to our house, and then he invited me to what you and I know is our our industry association convention. It was held in Hawaii that year.
Yep.
And if you'll remember, in 2002, the Ravens won the Super Bowl.
That's right.
Ray Lewis, who I love, that's a man of God and also a man of good news, right?
Yep.
Ray Lewis was playing that year. That was his first year, and he was the MVP. Well, he got Art Berg 2 tickets to the game down on the field, and so Art invited me to go with him.
Wow.
We got pictures with Ray. I watched Art speak because he was going to be the president of our association in the next 6 months, and I watched Art, give his speech, and then I went home, and 2 days after we got home, that's when I got the phone call that you got.
Yep.
That Art that went back home. He had an allergic reaction.
Yep.
And paralyzed his lungs, and that was more paralyzing for me, Willie, than breaking my neck.
Wow.
I had to start over again.
Yep.
Right? Starting all over, because who was I going to look up to?
Right.
So I went out and I talked to my maker, and that's when I decided I had to make some serious choices in my life, because everybody's going to listen to this show, Willie, and they're going to feel good. But at the end of the show, is the radio turns on.
Yes.
They're going to have to make the same choice that I had to make when I lost Art, or when you're by yourself. They're going to feel the same emptiness that we all feel after hearing a show. That sooner or later they're going to have to make that same choice. And I'm hoping these people make the same choice. But I didn't make it overnight. Don't get me wrong. But over a little bit of time, I think I made the right choice.
You definitely made the right choice, because you have changed the lives of multiple millions of people around the globe, as far away as Africa and the diamond mines. I read a piece about you and the people who were going through challenges of being stuck in mines, and how you helped them to not do that, and people in other countries. I mean, you're on the plane all the time, going globally, here to there. It amazes me. Well, anyway, he went on, folks, that this gentleman, Chad Hymas, has gone on to write a book and do a number of books. In fact, I've got one sitting here in my hand that he autographed for me. Doing what must be done. Even limitations can be used to make life better. And he has proven something Art used to say. Art used to say that while the difficult takes time, the impossible just takes a little longer. And that's what you have done. You've done what the doctor said was impossible. One, that you have survived. Two, that you have built a business. 3, that you have become one of the best in the world at it, and you didn't stop living your life when you had that accident. So let's talk to people. Let's tell them what it takes, what you tell audiences around the world when you got those setbacks, when you have those situations, when things don't go the way you plan. How do you turn those setbacks into incredible comebacks? What are the secrets?
Well, let me also add to this. Still married to the same girl too,
and she's gorgeous too.
Yeah, she's a gem. She's 18 of the 25 years I've been in a chair, and that girl. So there's your first principle. How does it happen? You've got to hang around people. For an entrepreneur, you have to hang around and associate with people that make you believe that what is impossible can be possible. You have to listen to those messages instead of watching the bad news and being depressed and watching what's on certain channels that just brings you down. I choose every morning when I get up, just like you say, when I get up, first and foremost, man, I get a chance to have another shot today.
That's right.
So I gotta have a few minutes to myself, and then I immediately go to reading. I'll look up what's Willie Jolley doing today, what's Les Brown doing today, what's Dan Clark doing today, what are those guys doing to make themselves better? Right? So I'm always trying to research and look up good podcasts, good YouTube videos, TEDx talks. We just lost a good friend, Sean Stevenson.
I know. I just read that. Yes.
I know. But he left us some great stuff, right? So he's not dead, per se, because he left us stuff that will still keep us living and keep us having hope. So while we lost him just last week, he left us several things to look up on YouTube. And so I watch him almost every day not because he's in a chair. That guy taught us true principles. And so the first principle is you have to you're the average of the 5 people you listen to the most. You better pick 5 good ones. You're never number 5. You're never number 1. I tell my boys when they're playing sports, always play against 5 kids that are tougher than you. Tougher. Not 5 that are weaker, but tougher, because they'll make you become stronger. Your weakness will become stronger. Hang around people that'll make you become better and that believe in you when you don't believe in yourself.
Right.
That is the first principle. The second principle is even more powerful. People need to learn to stop saying I, me, and my, and use the words you, we, ours, and us in their texts, their conversations, and that when they send an email off to a client, a colleague, when you're trying to grow a business, make your conversations more about the needs, fears, and victories of other people. Celebrate other people's successes before your own. It's me calling up my kids and saying this. Hey, just want to thank you guys for letting Dad travel to Japan today. It's because of you kids that I get to travel, and thanks for taking care of your mom, and thanks for taking care of the ranch, and thanks for getting good grades, and thank you for just saying, instead of saying this, Willie, hey kids, I have to be gone to give you guys the money you need for your tuition and for your scholarships, and you see, you flip-flop it. When you flip it, you're giving them credit, and here's what you're doing. You're holding them to a higher standard, so when they're faced with their disbelief, their depression, their suicidal thoughts, and folks, if you think our kids aren't confronted with depression and with adversarial thoughts and with just believing in themselves, think twice.
Absolutely. Think twice about that. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show. We'll be right back. Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I got an email from a gentleman in Australia who shared how he had been struggling in his business, and he bought some of my books and audios, and how it had a profound impact on his business, and he went from worst to first in his company. I shared with him how much I appreciated his note, but I told him those books, those audios, those videos were not just something that I just thought up one day and thought to write. They were born out of my experiences, out of the challenges of overcoming the problems and the difficulties and how I was able to do it. And I shared with him that others have sent similar messages and that these resources work. I want to encourage you and invite you to go to my store. Go to wjspeaks.com/shop. wjspeaks.com/shop. Get some of the books. It only takes a minute to change your life. Or a setback is a setup for a comeback. Or turn setbacks into greenbacks. Or chicken soup for the soul. Or an attitude of excellence. Or the book I wrote with my wife after 34 years of being married and not having an argument in over 30 years. We wrote a book called Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. And now it is saving marriages all over the globe. Go to the store. Get some of the audios, the videos, the books, the resources to help you have greater personal and professional success. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Make this a great day on purpose. And we're back. Dr. Willie Jolley, host of the Willie Jolley Wealthy Way Show and podcast. And now the Jolly Marriage Series. We want you to go to jollymarriage.com, get the free chapter from our new marriage book, Make Love, Make Money, Make It Last. Dee and I have been married for over 34 years and haven't had an argument in over 30 years. And now we've put the secrets, the 10 secrets we've lived by in a book. Now audio series is available, book and audio, book, workbook, as well as live seminar. We want to save 1 million marriages, enhance 1 million marriages. And so go to jollymarriage.com, and there's a chapter for people who are not married, so you'll know how to choose the right one, so you too can have a great marriage. My guest is a guy who's been married for 25 years to a gorgeous woman. She is amazing, walks in a room and just radiates. And so he has 4 children, and he is a man who not only says the right things, but lives the right things. He is Chad Hymas, CSP, CPAE, Hall of Fame inductee, and my dear friend Chad, you were telling people some of the things you got to do if you're going to really have great entrepreneurial as well as personal success. Make your conversations about the needs of others, not about yourself. And that was powerful.
Okay, no, you're right. So I just have found in my life that when I text somebody or when I say the words you, we, ours, and us, and I'm talking to other people, 2 things happen. First of all, my focus becomes on other people rather than myself, and that's always a great way to have to start a business. You need to fulfill 3 things. Find out what people's needs are, find a way to help them solve them, just like you talked about marriage.
Right.
There's never been a greater time in history where marriages are struggling. So you found a need. Now you're helping to solve that by sharing your expertise and your secrets. There's just one example. Help somebody overcome a fear or help them celebrate a victory. So when you use the words you, we, ours, and us, You're not. When I'm doing that, Willie, when I'm traveling the world, when I'm sharing my message with you, when I'm talking with you right now on this podcast, I don't have time to think about my problems.
Right.
It doesn't mean these problems go away. I'm still numb. I'm still paralyzed, but I don't have time to think about it. And you're only allowed to think about one thing at one time.
Right.
So when I'm here talking to you, I'm not focused on, man, I sure wish I could hold Shondel's hand. I sure wish I could, physically, intimately embrace her like I used to. I don't have time to think about that. I only have time to think about what I can do. And then that's just one of the blessings that comes with that's true entrepreneurs. If you watch Shark Tank,
Yep.
they're the ones that get it.
Yep.
They get it. Their businesses thrive because they are focused on other people.
Focus on solving other people's problems, and
Absolutely.
that will help you in your business. In fact, a guy sent me a text just yesterday who said, I heard about how you went to a seminar and learned how to go from a broke, busted speaker who was just making barely enough to survive to becoming a very successful speaker. He said, what's the secret? I want to do what you've done. I said, here's what you do. You make a lot of calls. You talk to people, find out what their problems are, give them value, and more value than what they would ever pay you, and you'll be busy as can be. And you've done that, Chad. You give people great value, and you just bless them. So what are the other things that you tell your clients, your customers, your friends, people in entrepreneurial circles, how they can build themselves and build their businesses?
Before my accident, I was building that company, building my own dream, right?
Yes.
So in other words, that's not a selfish thing. But I was looking for a way to make money, put it away in my bank account, and then go buy something for myself. Since the accident occurred, I've tried to find a way to serve other people and help them solve their problems, and I've made a better living than I did prior to the accident.
Wow.
So that's something that cannot be taught. It has to be learned. And I've journalized that because as you look back and think back, hey, the business is doing good. We were on track to have the farm. So that's one. Another one, do you remember the number of acreage I told you I wanted to own?
Yes.
Remember that?
Yes.
So 28,000 acres, which some would consider a big piece of ground. Let me challenge you on that thought process. Since the accident, I have been blessed and able, as Willie, to be able to travel the world.
Right.
I think it's 89 countries now. Think about that compared to 28,000 acres, and look how small my thinking was now.
Wow.
I used to think 28,000 acres was... So my message is to entrepreneurs and to small businesses and to people that are going through a paralysis state, and just because they're not numb physically doesn't mean they're not paralyzed. I mean, you can be paralyzed emotionally, spiritually, intellectually. Paralysis comes in many, many forms. And what I have found with that is simply this: don't think too small. I kept thinking inside my hospital room. I kept thinking about my legs. And don't think outside the box. Throw the box out the window.
Hello.
Get rid of it.
Right.
Just get rid of the box, and new windows become opportunities. Your challenges become opportunities for you. The struggle to get on pants wasn't a struggle anymore; it was an opportunity. The struggle to push a wheelchair, it was an opportunity to do something that others never had done before, and it took time because entrepreneurs aren't built overnight.
Right.
They just are willing to challenge. Here's what they're willing to do: they're willing to challenge the doctor's prognosis. When the doctor said you're not going to be able to, they're going to say, you want to bet? I'll rig something up. I'll make this sucker happen.
Right.
Chad, you're probably not going to be married because you're not going to do that. You know what? I wonder if there's a different way that I can court Shondell. If she fell in love with me once, not that maybe I can, even though I believe she can't love me, maybe I can change my mindset and make her happier. It's the little things that I've done in my marriage, Willie, that have made the biggest difference in my marriage.
Wow.
And I used to think that, I hope I can say this on your show.
Yep.
I used to think that sex was everything.
Yes.
I'm not saying it's not important. I'm not saying that at all.
Yes.
I'm 95% numb.
Yes.
Being honest, my wife said that it wasn't everything. And she said, did you marry me for that? And that was a come to Jesus moment. I said, that's about 80% of it. That's a big deal to me back then. She said, if you think that I married you for that, that tells you how low you thought of me. She taught me that, Willie.
Wow.
So she said to me, if you think that I married you for intimacy and for your body, that tells you how low you thought my thinking was.
Wow.
So she was able to teach me about what true intimacy was.
That's right.
And that has helped us to do a little bit of what you and Dee have done. You guys have made it 30-plus years. We want to make it. We want to follow your footsteps.
Well, y'all are doing
right
that, and you're such good people, such great people. Well, you continue to inspire people, and you help companies. I mentioned the diamond mines of Africa, and they bring you in all over the world to teach their employees to think and take that extra moment, don't they? I mean, what is it that you teach them about safety? Because you're the leading guy in safety. In fact, there's a guy at my church who's a former fireman who was burnt in a fire, and I sent him to your website, and he bought all your stuff. He came up to me in church one day and said, I want to do some workshops, and I said, Chad Hymas, go read his stuff. You need his stuff because he's been partially burned. I said, read his stuff. It can bless you. And now he's starting to do little workshops around town it's about safety. What do you teach companies? What do you teach people about safety?
I teach them not to rob. And I'll tell you what I mean.
Wow.
I teach them not to rob. And I'll just tell you what I mean. I teach them don't rob. In fact, I don't care if they're a believer in the Ten Commandments or not. I just think it's good practice to not rob. And what do I mean by that? When they're out there working in those mines, they're usually wearing a hard hat.
Yes.
They're usually wearing some sort of fluorescent jacket. They're wearing steel-toe boots. They're wearing gloves to protect their hands. And they're still getting hurt. It's not because they don't have the right equipment. They're robbing, and here's what I mean by that. Instead of me wearing a hard hat or safety glasses or a PP vest, I'm wearing luggage every day. I'm traveling. And on my luggage, I have a picture of my son, and my son from Africa, and my daughter from Mexico. And a picture of my wife.
Yes.
And I have that picture on my computer. And I have that picture in a 12 by 12 frame in my office, framed in glass. And I have that same picture painted on the tailgate of my truck. I have that picture. I see that picture every hour of every day. And it doesn't remind me of what I'm missing when I'm gone. It reminds me of what I robbed when I sat in the hospital room and kept pitying myself. And it reminds those guys at work that if they go to work and think that they're going to work for their family to provide for them, that's the wrong reason to go to work. They need to go to work for the other family members of the other people they're working with. And when they see them doing something that they're caught up in, remember I got caught doing something that I believed in? I got caught because I didn't listen to the red light.
Right.
I got caught. So when they see somebody else doing something, not because they're bad people, but making a bad choice, making a mistake, are they going to keep their mouth shut? Or are they going to open it up to protect them? Like my kids. My kids are going to college, and they're playing basketball.
Right.
They're going to be sitting shotgun next to a kid, and that kid's going to start texting while he drives. I want to know if my kid's going to open up his mouth to save a life or if he's going to rob an opportunity. So I teach people not to rob from other people's families. That's what causes death. That's what I almost lost my life. I almost lost my life, not because I'm a bad person, not because I'm an alcoholic, I almost lost my life because I thought it was all about me and making money and trying to provide. And now when I start thinking about other people, Willie, would you agree with me that you would be willing to do something for others that perhaps you wouldn't do for yourself?
Absolutely.
Would you like right now, Willie? If somebody calls your office and said, "Hey, Mr. Jolley, we happen to have records of your blood, and you have a kidney that matches that of a 14-year-old girl at your local hospital. It's a unique kidney type. Will you help us?"
Yes.
What are you doing right now? Well, I mean, you're hanging up with me right now.
Yep. I'm saying, hey, man, I got to run. I got to go.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem, and I'll end it with this. We wait till we get the phone call before we go donate the kidney. I'm not asking people to go donate a kidney. I'm simply saying this. I teach people to be proactive versus reactive. And do things for others before you're asked to do it. That is a principle that saves lives. It's a principle that's allowed me to be an entrepreneur. It's created a revenue stream that I don't have to worry about providing for my family, being numb, when others said I could never have a job again. When I think about that principle right there, that has led me to more speaking opportunities, more books, more podcasts, more interviews than any job offer, than any amount of money could ever pay for. Do not rob from other people. Live for them. That's what I teach.
Wow. Folks, this is Chad Hymas. Where can they reach you, Chad? We're going to have one more segment, but I want to get that in before we go too far.
They can just Google my name, Willie. We'll make it simple. They can just Google Chad Hymas, and there's several pillars that they can find our videos and stuff, and it won't cost them a dime. Everything's for free.
ChadHymas.com, folks, and I'm going to share with you right now something Zig Ziglar said, one of the most soul-changing stories I ever heard from the main stage. And now on this book. In this book, you can understand why so many people are clamoring for Chad Hymas. He is the real deal, folks. This guy is the real deal. He is humble. He is authentic. He is gracious. He is giving. And he's an entrepreneur. Look, I called him a couple weeks ago about an idea that I had heard about from him, and he just gave as clearly and as freely. My wife came home and said, Chad had this great idea. You should hear about it. I said, okay, I'll reach out to him. And we talked, and it was so incredible. What a great idea. He's an entrepreneur extraordinaire. So that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. How you can become a better entrepreneur, how you can become a better entrepreneur, and how you can grow your business no matter what your challenge is. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. And for sure, your best is yet to come. We'll be right back.
Call me. You can call on me. Pick up the phone. You can call me.
Hi, this is Dr. Willie Jolley, and people often ask, how did I go from a broke, busted nightclub singer to become a best-selling author and to be voted one of the outstanding 5 speakers in the world by the 175,000 members of Toastmasters International? The answer is that I decided to invest and change my thinking, invest in my mindset, and decided to change my inputs because inputs determine outputs. I heard about a seminar years ago when I was just getting started. I was making about $100 a speech. And I heard this seminar that was creating millionaires, and it cost $10,000, but the guy was getting results. I didn't have that kind of money, but I decided to borrow it because I learned that there's a price for success, the price of college, the price of going to school, the price of education. And there's a price for success, and then there's a cost for not paying the price, the cost of staying the same. And that cost is greater than the price. It's too expensive. And so I went, and it changed my life. And I came back and quickly made $100,000. I heard a similar story from Dr. Dave Martin, how he went to a success rally, heard a speaker who inspired him. He and his friend said, wow, that's changed my life. The speaker had a package of materials to help build wealth. The package cost $1,500. And that was all the money Dr. Dave had to his name. Dr. Dave's friend asked, do you think this stuff is worth it? Dr. Dave thought for a moment. He said, I don't know. I don't know if it's worth it. But I do know that I'm worth it. I'm worth it. He invested that money in that package and used the materials to grow his thinking. He grew his mindset. He shared how that $1,500 investment has gone on to generate millions in revenues. He's a multimillionaire. And he has homes now in Arizona and Florida. I want to say to you, it's time to invest in you. I want to give you some materials that will help you, grow your mindset, grow your future, grow your finances. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire. wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get some materials that will inspire your success and will help you find that there's a price for success, but there's a cost for not paying the price. And the cost is always greater than the price. Go to wjspeaks.com/billionaire and get the bag, the box, or any of the materials there and keep growing your wealth. And remember, as a man thinketh, so as he is, and your best is yet to come.
Gonna take you to the top. Motivated, highly motivated. Motivated, I'm never gonna stop. I had a job I really hated. It made me sick, but it got me motivated. I knew that this was not where I was meant to be. I didn't want to stay, but I was too afraid to leave.
And we're back. This is Dr. Willie Jolley on the Willie Jolley Wealthy Ways Show. My special guest is Speaker Hall of Fame inductee, youngest ever, certified speaking professional, best-selling author, world-class speaker, and just a world-class guy. He rolls around in a wheelchair, but don't let that fool you. Oh, no. He is an entrepreneur extraordinaire. He has built a massive, and now when I say massive, I mean massive business. And he is the father of 4. He has a beautiful bride, and he travels around the globe by himself, by the way, in a wheelchair, quadriplegic. That's what blew my mind, man. You are by yourself. You told me you were recently in Dublin, and then you were in Virginia Beach, and then you were in. You're all over the place. And you do it by yourself. No assistant, no staff.
You know what's cool about that, Willie? You know what's fun about that? This is a great message to share with the group is you say I'm by myself, but really, I'm never alone. Somebody's always been put on my path. So when I get off an airplane, somebody, and I haven't prepared for it. I mean, my staff does not call and say, hey, he's paralyzed, can somebody be there? But I don't know who's going to throw me in the Uber vehicle. It's every day. In fact, I'm heading to the airport now.
Yep.
You know that?
Yep.
I don't know who's going to help me yet. I haven't met him. So somebody's got to get my bags. And,
wow.
And when I get to the hotel tonight, they're called a bellman. So when I meet the bellman, not only will he get me my bags, but most of the time, Willie, they go above and beyond their job. And that's something I just wanted to share with you, and because you teach it so well and you do it so much more eloquently than I do.
Well, but, you know why? Now let's talk about something here. That's the why does that happen? And I'm gonna give you my thought.
Go ahead, give me your
my thought is I believe that God gives us favor, and favor comes because He sees in your walk, your talk, your life, a spirit that is not self-serving and not about you, and it's about others. It's about blessing others. And whether you believe in like I believe or not, I learned a lot from a carpenter from Galilee who said that the greatest commandment is love God. Second commandment is love others.
Love others.
Yeah, love other people. And because you do that, then the blessings come your way. And that's
I don't disagree with you, not at all. But here's the thing: not all the countries I have gone to can say God nor believe in God. So in Thailand they call him Buddha.
Right.
In Afghanistan where they call him Allah. So here, but we have similar beliefs.
Yep.
And that is what you just nailed it. You nailed it. And so that is exactly what we're talking about. Is it doesn't always happen immediately. Sometimes it's challenged me to be patient. But here's the catch: here's the message: is be willing to do more than your job title or an entrepreneur requires you to do. That's what my dad said to me in the hospital. Don't just be an average dad. Anybody can just go home and have dinner and go to bed or go watch ESPN. All dads do that. Go out and play catch with your kids, even though your hands don't work. They'll learn from you. Teach your kids how to love their mom. Show them what it looks like. And so he asked me to hold her hand. And I didn't want to hold my wife's hand. I was being, not because I just thought my hands looked, they look different.
Right, they look weird. You might say weird, yeah.
They look weird. They look unworthy.
Yeah.
They look unworthy. They look dirty from the tires of my wheelchair. My dad said it's not about your hand. It's about her hand. She can feel it. And so when I hold my wife's hand at a movie or at the dinner table, guess who's looking at that?
The boys.
My kids.
Yeah, your kids
boys.
and your little girl now.
You're right, my little girl. So the message for everybody listening is not about holding somebody's hand. It's two things. Do more than is required of you at your job. Do more than is required as a father, as a grandmother. In fact, try this one exercise. Just send a message off today to somebody that you're thinking of. That could be a grandchild, a child, a spouse. And just send a text message that says this. Hey, just want you to know it's a beautiful day where I'm at. Got to wake up today, feeling good. Listen to the Jolley podcast. You guys need to go. Here's the message. And one more thing. Just want to thank you, kids, for being a major part of my life. Send that message off immediately. Two things will happen when they do that. Two things. The first thing is the kids, they're gonna remember, because they remember more than they hear. People remember how you make them feel more than what you say. They'll remember how you make them feel. And the second thing is they'll accomplish things in their life that they never thought that they would do because of that. And you're creating other entrepreneurs. I just think do more than your job. Try that one small task. Everything we've talked about today in this phone call culminizes into that one principle right there. Do more than your job.
Do more than your job. Do more than you're required. Do more than you're called to do. Or as I say in my book, An Attitude of Excellence, always go the extra mile. Because the extra mile is the only place where there's no traffic jam. Because most people don't do it. They won't go the extra mile.
you talked about a guy from Galilee. Here's one.
Yep.
Nobody wants hands like, I mean, whether or not you believe in him or not, it doesn't matter. It's okay.
Yep.
But the truth is, he did get nails in his hands.
Yep.
And I think that is incredible. I think we need to get our hands, as nobody in this world wants to have nails put in their hands.
Right.
I wouldn't.
Right.
But my job is to get my hands to be as dirty as his as possible. Not necessarily bloody, but he had dirty hands.
Right.
And that's a message that I teach to entrepreneurs as well and to families and businesses. Get your hands dirty. And that's I just think that principle has been one that's been a saving grace for me as well. It does come from biblical times. It does come from Christ. But you don't have to be Christian to get your hands dirty.
I love that. And then, my friend T.D. Jakes said something one time. He said, people ask, how in the world did you come from West Virginia to become one of the biggest ministers and entrepreneurs and television and movie producers in the world? He said, if you understand where I came from, you'll understand that I have been scratching and clawing and working behind the scenes for years. Y'all saw me, y'all saw me on TV, or y'all saw me on this, or you saw me on the front of Time magazine, but you didn't know how I scratched and clawed my way up. And he said, look, and when I die, look up under my nails, because there'll be dirt there. Is that good or is that good?
Love it.
So Chad Hymas, we got about 3 or 4 minutes left in the interview. Tell people what entrepreneurs just need to be thinking to build from calamity, from challenge, how not to let it stop them.
I think we've nailed about 5 principles today. I think one that would probably be a good one to end with is remember how it started with me. Is somebody found out that there was a guy in a hospital because there was an order, a shipment came in, and that guy, without even being asked to do so, came to the hospital, so he took the time to do that. I never paid him for his services. I never gave him a cash. I was never invoiced. And he showed up, and not only did he give me what I asked for, but he gave me extended value. He gave me 30 more minutes, and he demonstrated in front of me exactly how he had done what he already knew I was questioning. So he already knew my fears. Without me even saying, am I going to be married? Am I going to get divorced? Am I going to be able to eat he just showed me, knowing in advance, because he'd done the research. Just like you've done interviews and you've done your research.
Right.
He already knew, and that guy, he ministered to me.
Yes, that's right.
But he did. He ministered to me without bringing in any religion to it.
That's right.
He gave me, and it opened up my heart. And if people's heart aren't opened up to something like that, God help them, because nobody else can.
Oh, I love that. Minister to others without even doing anything religious. Just serve others and minister and help. Woo, this is so good. It's so rich. Where can people reach you, Chad Hymas? Where can they get your books? Where can they get your resources? Where can they find out about you? Where can they see you? What can they do to find out about this Chad Hymas?
Just Google CHADHY, M as in Mark, A as in Alpha, S as in Sam, Hymas. Google Chad Hymas, and you'll find the videos for free there. ChadHymas.com.
You've got the great stuff. Folks, I want to thank Chad for being able to come and join us. He's on his way to the airport again. He is speaking all over the globe again, and yet he found time to be. Thank you, man. I know you've got a tight schedule, but thank you for making time for us. You are awesome.
Willie Jolley. I love Willie and D. Jolley. I want to end with that. I love you guys. Love what you do.
Thank you. And you kiss Shondell and those children when you get back home and tell them we love them. Well, you know I love you, brother.
Take care, my man.
All right, God bless you.
God bless.
Well, folks, what a great interview. My friend Chad Hymas, the great one, and he brought it, as always, somebody who's in a wheelchair, quadriplegic, yet he is going around the world. I want to thank him, and I want to thank you, and then I want to thank Jolly Good News for sponsoring this program. Jolly Good News, the new organization that is designed and developed and created to put good news into the world, to inspire people, to uplift them. And I want to encourage you to go to jollygoodnews.org. In a time of bad news, sad news, false news, depressing news, it's time for some good news. Jolly Good News. We're going to give it to you in multiple ways, every which way we can think of. We're going to give you good news to lift your spirit, to lift your soul, to empower you that you are valuable and you're worth living, and you're worth making a difference in the lives of others. Go to Jolly Good News, and if you want to be a partner with us, you can make donations. So we're going to put books into prisons. We're going to put videotapes into schools to encourage young people so that the guys in prison will know and ladies in prison will know that their past does not equal their future, that kids in school will make sure they learn to make wise choices so they don't have to spend time in prison, and that people can make the most and the best of the gifts that they've been given. So jollygoodnews.org. I want to thank Jolly Good News, and I want to thank you for sharing this message with your friends, your family, sharing this interview with everybody you know. Tell them to go and get it free on our podcast, listen on this radio program, and make this a part of your weekly routine. For sure, your best is yet to come. This is Dr. Willie Jolley, and I'll look to talk to you soon. Have a great day.
Are you tired of crying and complaining? Tired of feeling like life don't treat you fair? Do you see so many others moving on while you're steady going nowhere? Have you maybe come to the conclusion that there's nothing at all that you can do? Well, just look in any mirror and you'll see who is really truly stopping you. My. It's up to every one of us to take charge of our life and to make it what we want. If you think
Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode, and I hope you got something of great value. And I hope that you were inspired, you were motivated, you were empowered, and you were encouraged to live your best life. I hope this information and this inspiration will help you to do more, be more, and to achieve more. That's the goal why I started this program, and I hope it helped you in a mighty way. Now, I ask you to make sure and that you take full advantage of all the resources that came through this program. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/gift and get some of the free resources that we have there for you. I hope you go to wjspeaks.com/shop to get some of the books that we have created, that we've labored over to make sure that they will deliver a powerful message to you. I hope you go to williejolly.com/billionaire, williejolly.com/billionaire, or wjspeaks.com/billionaire to get the box that it will inspire your whole family, or get the bag of books. Make this a great day, a great week, a great month. And remember, it is true that you are blessed and all things are possible for them that believe. So make the most of the belief that you have now in your future. This is Dr. Willie Jolley. Have a great day.
This podcast is a part of the C-Suite Radio Network. For more top business podcasts, visit c-suiteradio.com.